Alright, hello YouTube. Back with a brand new series, Will It Survive? Basically, we've all made these impressive looking and some not so impressive looking space stations. This is one of my less impressive space stations. This I just did for a few screenshots, mostly for the solar panels, but Will It Survive is basically a new series where we're going to test out the survivability of escape systems of space stations and space planes. So basically, you're on a space station. This right here is the International Kerbal IKED, International Kerbal Electricity Depot. Yes, that's what I named it earlier. I just couldn't remember there for a minute. But anyway, it has a total of 6 escape pods, and they're located here on the bottom. Now they're each attached to decouplers, and they each have a parachute. So we're just going to wait and see if they can survive the fall of the station or not. So basically I'm just going to start taking, we've all made stations before, and I'm just going to start taking the collection of mine and begin deorbiting them and watching, the impressive views as the pieces burn up in the atmosphere. As you guys may have noticed, I do have FAR installed, and that is just for the to see what would happen, as the atmosphere takes a hold of the station and starts spinning it around, basically. And as you guys can see, we're going to probably be re-entering in the dark for the most part, or at least partially. Let's have a look here at the map. Yeah, we are on the dark side right now. Actually, it's kind of a good thing, because now we can see the re-entry effects even better. So we're going to wait until we get into the atmosphere a little bit before we fire the escape pods. This particular station, the escape pods are designed to go down in the atmosphere at about 40 kilometers up, then be fired off, and then the parachutes deploy once they reach their altitude, and the crew members will safely exit the vehicle. That's its design. How well that would actually work, we're going to find out. And I'm going to put a link to the forum thread in the description. I'm going to make a thread, which I have yet to do yet, but I will get to it. Basically taking donations of space stations, if you will. Like, you have a save file that's got this magnificent, huge pile driver in orbit around Kerbal or some other planet. And you want to give it to me so I can, basically throw it into the ocean, or the ground, or whatever Joule is made of. Just whatever you want me to throw it into, I can do. There'll be a few rules and regulations on that, but you guys can see about that later. And as you guys can see, we have an ion engine. That ion engine right there has an edited configuration file, which gives it a maximum power of 250. The original plan was to use that to deorbit the station, but the thrust being so unequal across the entire station would not work because it would break it apart. And as you guys can see, we're at 46 kilometers up, and the atmosphere is already really starting to take a hold of the station and spin it around. And we're going to go ahead and fire off those escape pods. As you can see, they're floating away. It looks so cool. They're like little mini darts, Right there's an idea for World War III. Launching nuclear arrowheads off a gigantic orbital arrow. That's also a good idea for next project. It'd be pretty neat to build. But the station's spinning more and more as the atmosphere is just... I'm guessing the The docking node in the very center is probably under a massive amount of stress. Of course, Kerbal Space Program doesn't simulate stress all that well, I don't think so. But still spinning, and I'm surprised this right here is staying as stable as it is. It's not spinning in more awkward directions. Although, hopefully, if we're lucky, it'll stay like this long enough to get re-entry effects, and we can look at the re-entry effects through the command pod up here in the front, which would look pretty cool if I do say so myself. And given our speed, I think that will actually happen. Let's see, we have an altimeter in here. Yeah, we're too far up to get an altitude reading. And there's the planet of Kerbal over there. Check our altitude real quick. 35 kilometers. And over there are all of our little arrowheads. Oh, here comes the camera change for the re-entry. Perfect. Yeah, all of our little arrowheads are already below us. An amazing view right there. It'd be awesome if the moon was right behind the solar panels, like right in the middle, like right about, if you guys can see the mouse, where the mouse is. That right there would be an amazing shot. So we're starting to get a little bit more spinning action, left or right, as we fall deeper into the atmosphere at 31 kilometers, and a surface speed of 1.9 kilometers a second. And we're starting to get some re-entry effects here on the solar panels. I'd have seen that up top, right there. You can start to see a little bit on the hatch of the command pod, and along the batteries, along the trusses, all it's everywhere. An amazing shot of the atmosphere as it's just glowing on the horizon of Kerbal. Truly beautiful shot right there. I just realized the sun is actually hitting the station a little bit so you can see what we're doing. Nice, and look at that sunset. Yeah, I keep taking a couple screenshots while I'm recording this because I'm getting some pretty sweet views. This might just become my favorite re-entry ever. I'm also kind of surprised that those solar panels have not busted off yet, being at 26 kilometers and still screaming in at 1,600 meters per second, you know? Probably, though, if we try to turn it a little bit and put the solar panels facing the wind a little bit more, it probably would bust off. I'm starting to see the trusses strain a little bit as the wind's pushing against them. Fire everywhere, you know. I feel bad for whoever's piloting this thing. I think it's Jib. Maybe I should have put him in the escape pods. Might have been a good idea. Look at the fire right there off the batteries. Man, that right there is an impressive shot. The solar panels are pointed all different directions. I don't know if that's because of the wind or if they're trying to adjust to the sun. I'm not sure which. Starting to lose some of the re-entry effects as we're only down to 600 meters per second across the surface. 12 kilometers up, and none of the solar panels busted off. Maybe because they were facing into the atmosphere the whole time, and wind was never pushing up against them. That had to be why. Anyway, all the re-entry effects are gone now. All we have left is to crash into the surface. And this looks kind of like a plane with broken wings. Okay, and since nothing broke apart on this entire mission, we're just going to go ahead and start undocking stuff. Oh, there goes solar panels finally. There goes a huge chunk and oh, a little explosion up there. Poor Jebediah, rest in peace. And here's our massive battery bank. With battery acid about to go everywhere. Okay, now let us see if the 6, remember 6. Oh. Orbiting. Okay, and all these were McJeb pieces that I jettisoned off. So apparently they did not survive the escape pods. So anyway, guys, there's the answer. Will this station survive? No. That's it for this video. See y'all next time.